pedal nerds, what's up? Wampler pedal time! Brian sent over a whole bunch of pedals and we're looking at them bit by bit. I also did an interview with him where I asked him a couple of questions about his pedals. One section of that interview is at the end of this video. And I'm going to ask him about the Tape Echo. So if you want to see me talk to Brian Wampler about the Tape Echo, jump to that. My mic is completely in the wrong... here we go. That's much better. So, the Tape Echo. Faux Tape Echo version 2. Faux because it's obviously not a real Tape Echo. Fulltone has one. Really expensive, but it's real tape. And T-Rex has one. $900, real tape. How good it is, I played it and I'm not super excited about it. So I'd rather have a very good simulation of it than the real thing, if you ask me. I'm not the die-hard vintage guy there. But I love Tape Echo. What is it? Well, back in the days, to get a delay, they couldn't sample it digitally and then play it back later. So they took a tape a loop of tape, and it ran around, it looped. And it recorded with the record head, and shortly after that was a read head. So you recorded your sound here, bing, then the tape ran, and was read here, bing. So bing, bing, okay? And the time that it took to get from here to there was your delay time. So by moving one of the two heads, I don't know if it was the read or the record head, you could adjust your delay time. By having several read heads, you could go bing, bing, bing. And obviously the individual heads could be, if you wanted that, panned. They could be treated differently if you wanted that, if the delay could do that. They could have different volumes, so bing, bing, bing. That was a different pitch, whatever. You get the idea. Now, the Tape Echo version 2, Vintage Tape Echo Tones, there's a lot of naming on here, by Wampler, is a you see what you see is what you get pedal. So all the controls are right there on the front panel, and there's no hidden menus, there's no nothing. It's very simple, but it has a lot of tonal possibilities, and it has one head. So there isn't this multi-tap, bing, bing, bing kind of thing happening, which can be nice. It's also mono, which is important. Most of the vintage delays were mono. 95% of guitar players, I would say, play mono, so that's totally fine. It can be operated with 9 to 18 volt. 18 volt will give you more headroom. Most of the Wampler pedals it can do 18 volts. The Tumblers cannot. Remember that? And the damn thing is super purple. It is one of the most beautiful purples. Wow, out there. Let's go through the controls. Delay is delay time, which is very cool because there's a light showing you the delay time, which can also be tapped. So it's in French, le tapable. Ce pédale, c'est très tapable, hein? Ah, bien sûr, le bleu de pupille, la Tour Eiffel, l'autoroute, c'est pas très tapable, le pédale, ah? Yeah. Sorry, French fans, come on, I don't know the language. I know je parle français un petit peu. Ok, oh, c'est bien sûr, merci, hein? Vous êtes très jolie, madame, hein? I don't know. So here you tap that damn thing, and then let's do it slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have quarter notes. Okay, quarter notes with this tiny flimsy looking thing, which you're not gonna step on, I know. You can switch to eighth notes. You can switch to dotted eighth, which is very cool. Tap your quarter notes, go to dotted eighth, and you've got this really cool dotted eighth effect. I can't talk today. And this looks like le triplet, looks like triplets, but it's quarter note triplets. I don't know what that's in French, even though I speak it fluently. You have modulation because those motors on the tape delays, they wobbled. They weren't super steady in their speed. And even if they were super steady in the speed, maybe the tape got caught a little bit on the flange, which is the plastic thing that the tape rolls over. I know stuff! And maybe there were inconsistencies in how fast the tape was going. Maybe it was getting stuck and then was, wow, going faster past the tape heads. And all that caused inconsistencies in the sound. Wobble, flutter, all these words that are getting thrown around. Let's call it modulation. Here you have a modulation rate and a modulation depth to give it those effects. Repeats is how long will your delay be there, which you could possibly also go into positive feedback, feeding more into it than you give into it, so it builds up. Tone, brighter, darker, and delay mix. You cannot go all the way delay. Your guitar's always going to be in there. I know what you're going to ask me, and that's why I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to actually compare it. You're going to ask me, yeah, but how is it compared to the Strymon El Capistan, which is one of the very, very good tape delays out there. I have it right here. Okay? It's dirty. It's my go-to tape delay, or let's rather say it might have been my go-to tape delay. It was my go-to tape delay. Let's see how they compare. The El Capistan can do a bit more. It has 2 tape heads. It can do crazy things that you could do with tape delays. It has a tape age control, a wow and flutter modulation control. You can adjust the tape bias, but all these things are in a secondary layer of functions, which, frankly, I wrote the damn manual for the thing in German, and I can't remember which knob does what as a secondary function, so it's not perfect. And let's just compare the two, and then I give you my opinion at the end. As for the setup, I'm going into the Wampler, the Wampler? Brian, I just changed your name. You're Brian Wampler now. Into the Le Pinacle de Luxe Vasenato. Ah, c'est le Series 2. I don't know why I'm doing this. Wampler Pinnacle Deluxe version 2. Damn good drive distortion pedal for some lead tones later. Actually, let's do some some subtle tones right here. That's going into the Tape Echo and El Capistan in series, and then we're doing the Carl Martin Custom Shop 50 right there above my finger. That's a KT77 loaded, very headroomy kind of amp, going into the Torpedo Studio on a 412 cab. Playing it with this mind-blowingly beautiful, but not purple, Baruman copper top. This is actually a copper top with a copper-fied Four Seasons pickups by my friend Bob Gabriel. Thanks Isaac Baruman for this guitar. It is a dream. Look at this neck, people. Come on. For those of you who have seen it, you're gonna go like, yeah. And some of you have not seen it, and you're gonna go like, what the fuck? Graphtec ratio tuners, matching headstock. He wants about $3,000 for this guitar, which is wrong. In Germany, easily 4.5, and justifiably 4.5. Here we go. Let's stay for single coil for a second. There is hiss and there is noise, and there's a lot of dirt in it, which is what you want. Come on, you know that a pedal is good when you're playing stupid open chords and you're like, yeah, okay, that's nice. You know, a pedal should be inspiring. It should make you want to play. I have a feeling that's already a little bit too much modulation. Let's take it all down. So I tapped quarter notes. Now I'm going to dotted eighth. Try to get the delays up. Usually you do this with a digital delay, but who cares? Beautiful. Let's look at tone. Actually, let's look at how long the delay can be. That's the longest delay time we have. Let's crank up the repeats here. Yes, you can push it into that active over feedbacky kind of thing. Positive feedback, let's call it that. I don't know what it's actually called. The TC Echo Brain analog delay goes crazy with that. It goes completely crazy where it becomes its own instrument. The Wampler Tape Echo version 2 does it subtly. It can happen, but it's not super easy to get it there, and it's not its main purpose. If you're playing that Replicator by T-Rex, oh my god, you're changing delay time, all of a sudden something in the feedback setting that before worked, all of a sudden then doesn't, and it goes crazy. It's almost unusable in that respect, similar to the TC. So this is very nice. You can get it there, but subtly, because most of the time we don't want that effect. Let's look at the tone control. I would probably prefer the delays to be a little bit brighter. It is a very dirty delay. It definitely has a lot of dirt in it. Down here we should have only one delay. Let's see how short it can go. Which should bring us some nice slapbacky kind of things. Ah! Missed the 12th fret. We'll do this again. I don't know what I'm doing. I forgot. I wish I could play country. Come on, so nice. I don't know what I'm doing. So let's look at the tone control, the modulation control. it definitely detunes quite a bit there. You can't go crazy. So let's go a little bit more subtle but fast. Absolutely beautiful. That's just right here. Very nice. Let's see. Let's check this out with the lead tone. Yeah. Of pedals, the Pinnacle version 2 and the Tape Echo version 2 are very, very damn close to getting on the Desert Island pedal list. I gotta say this. That is just to die for. It's beautiful. So you're not gonna see it, but you're gonna hear it. The El Capistan also has tap and all similar functions, but different kind of interface. And as I said, it has several heads. So we're gonna go with the single head right now to compare it. Oops. Oh, and it has a built-in spring reverb, which is nice, which gets you those kind of Roland Space Echo-y tones. But it's a secondary function. I'm dialing that down. Let's get the same speed. different flavors. I gotta say this: the Tape Echo, the Wampler, definitely has that hiss and grungy kind of high-endy thing in there, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a design choice, as far as I can tell. The Strymon doesn't do this. It's cleaner, but it's warmer and fuller. So the delay is more. It's more dominant. I think the Tape Echo, the Wampler, gets out of the way of the signal that you're playing a little bit more. It's tough. Both great boxes. What the Strymon does is it has the multi-head. Very, very difficult. I gotta say, Strymon, $349, Tape Echo, $279. There is a price difference. Size-wise, similar. Strymon also stereo possibility. Tape Echo doesn't. The Wampler. But again, the big question is, can you use stereo? Let's talk to Brian about it. See what he's got to say. I can tell you about this. Wait, now of course we're in the next video, and I'm okay, again, Brian Wampler over there, talking to me about his pedals, blah blah blah. Like in all the other videos that, if you have no life, you've seen, or if you actually want good information about pedals, you've seen. This is one of the first pedals that I threw on the amp when I got the pedals, and I truly believe that the color is beautiful. I mean, I like a nice purple, but this is just, I'm not shitting you. It feels like I just want to keep looking at it. It's mesmerizing. It's really, it's a mess. I would actually prefer to have it on the board like this and just look at it. It's not very practical.
You can do that, but it's going to be hard to turn on and off and to use,
could
to dial it in.
Make a hinge.
There you go.
I love tape delay. And you turn it on and it's immediately smooth. It has the perfect modulation, which you can beautifully dial in. It's a pedal that immediately makes sense. For a subtle tape delay, for your soloing, for a lush tape delay, for pads. And it's self-explanatory. I don't need to read anything about this. I can tap it. I have bypass.
There's no hidden functions. There's no, there's no, you're not going to have to read the manual to figure it out.
Yeah.
Delay time, repeats, tone, tap tempo with subdivisions on it, depth and rate for the I want to say vibrato, but that's not the modulation.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
I mean, I absolutely love my El Capistan because it is a great pedal. Mm-hmm. And it has things like secondary functions like tape age and bias, which I think if you're a total tape echo nerd, it's something that appeals to you. I don't know if anyone actually really plays around and switches it around.
Right.
But this doesn't go that far, and it's not really necessary to go that far.
I like our stuff to feel more analog. Even though that technically is using some DSP to do the echo stuff, your bass signal stays analog. But I just like, even on some designs we'll have coming out soon that are more heavily DSP based, I just like it to feel more analog. I don't like all the hidden feature stuff. Yeah. I don't like menus. I don't like setting. I don't know. I'm just
what I like on the Strymons is on the smaller ones, you don't have menus, but you have those secondary functions. The only problem is the secondary function isn't labeled. If they labeled it, it would be great. Here's the thing. I wrote the German manuals for all of them. And I don't remember what the secondary function is. So, I mean, I didn't read the manual. I wrote the manual. Right. I translated it from English to German. and I cannot remember the secondary functions. And so if I can't remember, who can?
Right.
So I like that they're there. I like how easy they are to access, but really on stage, they should make the space on the front panel to actually have a secondary function label, which would be nice, different color or something. Now, as for this teensy tiny switcheroonie,
Yep.
what led you to pick this switch? Because it
Well,
feels it feels like a little fairy could operate that. It doesn't really feel like this is very sturdy in the long run.
You don't want to step on it, and that's also why it's lower than the knobs.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a reason behind it. But you know, why did we pick that switch? Because I didn't really have enough space to put another stomp switch on it.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
Well, but I mean, a stomp
least,
switch wouldn't have been necessary. But it's just, I don't know. I mean, you have 4 different. A dial? Nah.
We've tried it with the dial as well, and it just graphically it looked odd with a knob right there.
Okay.
You know, so
I have no reason why this should not work or why we should ever stomp on. But I want to make fun of it still because
I mean, we have that same switch is used on our Latitude Deluxe, which has been out for a while now, and we've never had anyone break one.
Okay.
So
I went through your product catalog, and at the NAMM show you had a pedal that, please correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see in there. Is that correct?
that is correct. Thanks for bringing that up, Henning.
I'm sorry. I mean, no, nothing to see here. Move
So
along.
I'll give you the full scoop. It's called the Ethereal.
Yes, exactly. That was it. Yeah.
And it delay and reverb. It's a little more heavily DSP based. The whole scoop on that is at NAMM it was 90% there. Summer NAMM I was like, all right, we're getting closer. We're 95, and I thought, you know what? This can still be improved. So about another 3 months went into it to make it as absolute best as it could be, especially in regards to like noise and stuff, because there's some DSP stuff going on in there that is can get a little funky if not done right.
Okay.
I guess is a nice way to say it. It's using a chip called Spin, FV1, and a lot of other guys use it. That chip as well for like delays and reverbs and all kinds of stuff. Like a lot of Keeley stuff is based on that chip. But you really have to take a lot of care to get the noise out of it. There's layout stuff, there's code stuff, and there's some hardware stuff that goes on to really get the noise out of it. And I didn't want to put it out there without it being as absolute best as it could.
Well,
so with that said, that's you'll see by the time I see it, NAMM, it'll be out.
Thank you, Brian. Now, what do I think? I love my El Capistan, absolutely. I love tape delay in general. To do it right, it's definitely something that requires a little bit more DSP, a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more feeling on how it's supposed to sound. So a good tape delay, even though it might be a faux tape delay, requires a little bit more money. When the company is telling you, I can get you a tape delay sound for $69, don't necessarily trust them. Play it, but also play one that's a little bit more. So I think both boxes, the Strymon and the Wampler, are great. I think the Wampler gives you a nice degree of dirt and a feeling of actually having a flawed box there. So I think it does that really well, and that's really what we want from our tape delay. We want a flawed sound. We want it to wobble. We want it to do unforeseen pitchy things. We want it to hiss and do all these things. And the Tape Echo does that. I absolutely adore the color, which really I know shouldn't matter, but you and I know it matters. I like the little clicky switch, which is very simple, which, by the way, the Strymon doesn't have. No, you can't tap it and then say, I want 1/8 notes. Actually, wait. Yes, you can. You can by going to fixed and then, yep, but it's not as transparent. The Strymon, you have to learn this, you put in front of you, bam, it's there. And really, this in combination with a great lead pedal like the Pinnacle Deluxe version 2, the PDV2, lead tones for days that you simply cannot stop playing. When the pedal grabs you and you want to be creative with it, you know it's good. And then it doesn't actually matter how much the damn thing is. If you're playing it and you can't, stop playing. And you're playing and you're in the zone and you're like, oh, dude. Like, kind of like when your girlfriend comes in naked at that point in time, she's like, hello. You know, that's hello. It's her opening up her robe. Hello. And you're like, no, not right now, baby. Not right now. No, I'm in the zone. Then it's a good pedal. And that's what the Wampler Tape Echo does. It puts you in the zone. Fully worth the price. Get that and the Pinnacle Deluxe version 2, and you're there if you're into those kinds of tones. Great pedal. Thank you, Brian, for hanging out with me. Thanks to Boutique Amp Distribution for sending this thing over. They are in charge of getting Wampler to your door now. And I'm out now. That's me saying bye-bye.
Bruno. Bruni.